the older brother says angrily while throwing his belongings. Don't you know that when someone is poor, they don't come to their relative's house? Get out right now. The older sister standing nearby throws water on David. The older brother then says firmly to him, if you come back to this house after today, I won't let you stay here. David says surprisingly in frustration, brother, what are you two doing? The younger brother says angrily, what are we doing? You left for the city to start a business. 2 years have passed. What have you accomplished? You're still picking up junk. The older sister says angrily, you have no place in our home. Get out of here. David says sadly, brother, sister, I'm your own brother. The older brother says ruthlessly, if you have money, you're my brother. If you don't have money, you're nothing. The sister says contemptuously, you have no shame coming back in these torn old clothes. You've really embarrassed the whole family. David says sadly, brother, sister, this is my home too. What are you two doing? The older brother says firmly, let me make this clear. You have no place here anymore. Get out right now. David walks tiredly with his bag and says sadly to himself, when my business was doing well, I was a good brother to everyone. This is what selfish family relationships are like. When you have money, they treat you like family, but when you don't, they turn their backs on you. Then he leaves there sadly. Then David is looking for the home of his old classmate in the city when his friend and his wife are walking by. David quickly calls out to them, Adam, my friend. The friend looks at David surprisingly and says, David. Then he runs happily over to him, holds David's hands and says, is that really you? It's been so long since we've seen each other. What happened to you? Why are you dressed like this? David says awkwardly, it's a long story. Let's leave it for now. Then he looks at the girl standing nearby and asks, did you get married? The friend explains calmly, yes, I got married while you were overseas working on your business. You couldn't make it, but I'm worried. What happened to you? David says worriedly to his friend, my business went under because of some ups and downs. Now I'm really struggling. The friend says understandingly to David, when your business was doing well, you bought homes for your older sister, older brother, and younger brother. I tried to warn you back then, but you wouldn't listen to me. Anyway, tell me now, how much help do you need? David says gratefully, Vince, brother, I'm really touched. I came to ask you to lend me $5,000 this time. I want to start a small business. The friend says surprisingly, brother, you're asking me for $5,000. I just received a $100,000 project payment today. I'll send you the money right now. David says happily, really? Thank you so much. Then the friend says calmly, check your phone. Brother, I've transferred the money to you. Then David looks at his phone surprisingly and says, what, just $1? Then he shows his phone to Adam and says, it's only $1. The friend looks at David's phone surprisingly and says, only $1? Then he mocks him and says, you really believe me? When you have money, you're my friend. When you don't have money, you're nothing. Then the friend says ruthlessly, keep this $1. Just take the bus home. Then the husband and wife both leave together. Then David watches his friend walk away surprisingly. Then he walks away and says sadly, when times get tough, neither family nor friends are there for me. Then as David walks down the road, a girl sitting nearby looks at him and says, David? David turns around surprisingly while walking and says, Sophia. Sophia says happily, yes, it's me. When did you come back? David says happily, I just came back today. Sophia says surprisingly, yeah, but you went to the city. Why did you come back in this condition? David says sadly, it's hard to get by in the city too. Business is like a battlefield, so this is what happened to me. Anyway, Sophia, if there's nothing else, I'll get going. When David is about to leave, Sophia calls out worriedly from behind and says, wait a minute, David, did you run into some trouble in the city? You can tell me. David says honestly, since you asked, I'll tell you the truth. I've been in business for several years and I even had several large companies, but eventually I lost everything. This time I came back to the village to ask my brother and sister to lend me some money, but instead of helping me, they kicked me out of the house. Sophia, if it's not too much trouble, could you lend me $3,000? Sophia says surprisingly, $3,000? Then Sophia hears David out and quietly walks away. After Sophia leaves, David says sadly to himself, you used to say that you would marry Sophia, but it looks like no one is willing to help me after seeing my situation. Not my siblings, not my friend, and not even the woman I love. Then the secretary arrives and the boss says angrily, seize all the houses I bought for my siblings and all the accounts opened in their names. Take the houses and the accounts. Handle it immediately. The secretary says seriously, yes, boss. Then Sophia comes back carrying dollars and gives them to David, saying sincerely, I don't have anyone in this world. If my savings can help you, I'll be happy. David says gratefully, you helped me during the hardest time in my life, and you've truly made my heart happy. Sophia says sadly, I don't have a lot of money, but I brought everything I have. I hope you can start something again and become successful. David says sincerely, in this difficult situation, neither my siblings nor my friend helped me. You're the only one who helped me. I'll never forget what you've done for me. Will you marry me? Then he opens the bag he is holding and shows her that it is filled with dollars and says calmly, I didn't need any money. I was testing my relatives, my friends, and the woman I used to love. I'm happy that you passed my test. I promise that from today on, I won't let you face any difficulties. Sophia says shyly, okay, I don't have any objections. Then David holds Sophia and says sincerely to the viewers, life brings many difficult tests, but only a few people pass them successfully. If this story touched your heart, let us know what you would have done in the comments and subscribe for more heartwarming stories.